everybody on this chilly Sunday evening. It's time for another review. I just got done watching 1988's Eight Men Out, starring John Cusack, Charlie Sheen, D.B. Sweeney and John Mahoney. This one I've seen a good number of times before because it is easily one of my favourite movies. Probably up there in my top 20 or so. It's the true story of the 1919 kind of Black Sox scandal, where the Chicago White Sox, a group of gamblers kind of approached different players in the group, primarily Michael Rooker out of who we now know as Merle out of The Walking Dead. His character Gandil, he meets up with these gamblers who want him to get other players in the team to throw the World Series. And for those who don't know baseball, the World Series is like the culmination of all the teams at the end. It's when you get the last two teams left over at the end of the whole season. So they want the White Sox to throw the series, so that the Cincinnati Reds can win. And really, I'm not a big fan of the Cincinnati Reds, so you know. If it was a choice between the Sox and the Reds, I'm just like, I'd rather the Sox win personally. But anyway, so basically, a number of players, 8 players, they kind of take up, they're promised this much money, because what happens is their boss, Charles Comiskey, he didn't, you know, he wouldn't give raises, he wouldn't give them like bonuses for winning the pennant and stuff like that. They were really underpaid, underappreciated ball players for all the work that they did. I'm not saying what they did is right, but I'm just saying, you know, they were struggling to get by. They needed to make the money, kind of thing. Especially, say, like the pitchers who were, say, at the end of their career, particularly I'm going to get his name now wrong. Is it James Stratham or Jason Stratham, or am I getting Jason Statham? I think it's James Stratham. His Eddie Cicotte, his arm is getting old and stuff, and they think that he's only got a couple seasons left in him. But like I say, I'm not saying what they did is right, but I'm saying I can understand that need to try and find, you know, other means of income. So, you know, they throw the series, and of course a couple of them who've been told about it, like Buck Weaver, played by John Cusack, and D.B. Sweeney's brilliant shoeless Joe Jackson, who was an amazing ball player. They don't want to go along with it, but you know, and Buck refuses to take money and stuff. But at the end, when the authorities find out, and this big, there was a big court case kind of brought together by Judge Landis. Their evidence goes missing, conveniently, and even though they are found not guilty, Landis says any player from then on regardless of if you took money, if you knew about the conspiracy but refused to report it to your team, you know, if you sit within these group of people that are conspiring, then you are never going to play Major League Baseball ever again. So even though, you know, Weaver and Jackson didn't take money and stuff, because they were privy to that information about the fixing, they're still held accountable. So apparently Weaver continued to protest his innocence until his death. Whereas Jackson went on to just play in the like minor leagues and stuff because he wasn't allowed to kind of go up to the majors again. But this is an amazing movie with an amazing cast. I mean, like I say, there are so many names in this that I recognise. Oh, sorry about that. My memory card ran out of space. Yeah, James Reed as the great Lefty Williams picture. We got Christopher Lloyd as one of the people that first approached Gandil with the proposition of throwing the game. We've got Michael Lerner as one of the other gambling heads. Like I say, John Mahoney as the coach, Kid Gleason. This is an amazing cast, and you end up watching it and going, I recognise that person, I recognise that person. Sorry, and like I say, it's weird seeing Michael Rooker in something, you know, ages ago kind of thing. It's an amazing cast. It's brilliantly put together by writer-director John Sayles. And you feel the kind of, you see the kind of different personalities within the ball team. You've got the ones that don't get on with each other, and you know, the ones that get on, that do get on, and you see some of the camaraderie, but then the cliqueness and stuff. And then you see the frustration of some of the players where they don't want to look bad, but if they've agreed to throw the game, and then you've got the ones that don't want to throw the game, that get frustrated with the ones that are throwing the game. And as it all boils down, you know, kind of, you see so much emotion in some of these players, especially John Cusack's Weaver and, you know, a couple of the others. This is, like I said, this is easily one of my favourite movies, and certainly sports movies. As a baseball fan, it is just, I saw this on TV and I was just blown away. It's an hour and 55 minutes long, and it doesn't feel that long because you get so engrossed in the story. Even if you're not a fan of sports movies, although this is primarily obviously a sports movie because it's about, you know, a baseball event and something that happened in history, it's not got as much as the terminology that Bull Durham insisted on kind of spewing out, like Susan Sarandon's character did. This, you don't really need to know baseball to get what's going on. In the same way that you really needed to for that movie. It's just genuinely a good, gritty is not fair, but, you know, it's a good, solid movie, drama, that you can watch and just really get into it. There's not really much I can say about this movie. It's very much, it's got brilliant kind of period music, a lot of that kind of flute and whistle stuff, and you know, 1910s/20s music style. A lot of the sets are amazing, and it's got that kind of slight off colour on the film, kind of film stock to make it look older than it actually is. I just really get into it, and I don't know if it helps being a baseball fan. Like I say, I'm not a White Sox fan. I'm a Red Sox fan, damn it. I'm not a White Sox fan, although I do like their team. But this is an amazing piece of history, and I mean, we get so many of these kind of, you know, the boxing matches that get thrown and that kind of thing. We get so many of those fed to us. it's nice to see a true story of something that really caused a big, such a big stir at the time. You know, and like I say, the fact that they were named the Black Sox and stuff. I mean, that has come into some debate, because some say that actually the term Black Sox was used before this scandal, apparently, because Comiskey refused to pay for the uniforms to be washed, so the players would have to take them home themselves, and of course they ended up being quite dirty. So I've heard that that's one theory, that actually the Black Sox name didn't come from just this scandal. But of course that is what this scandal is primarily known as. And you end up feeling morally ambiguous, because you know what they've done is wrong, but you can kind of see why they did it. So yeah, like I say, the pacing is really good, the characters are good, you feel that difference in character between each of them. I didn't feel like they were really cookie cutter kind of thing. So yeah, like I say, if you're after a good drama, a good kind of period drama, I say period drama, it makes me think of like Pride and Prejudice, but I just mean that kind of 1919 you know, / 1920 style movie, then this will be right up your alley. There's not much I can say about this. I guess, like I say, because it is a sports movie, I feel like I could talk about it for ages and it would mean little to anybody that doesn't know about this sport. But as I said, this is not like Bull Durham, where they keep insisting on shouting, you know, different terminology and stuff at you. It's just, even if you don't know baseball at all, this is really easygoing, and it's just, the cast is great to watch. So that was 1988's 8 Men Out. That was tonight's movie. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do comment, leave feedback. If you don't like this review, if you did like this review, I've just dropped the case, so whoops. That should get a thumbs up if nothing else. But please subscribe, please share, please like, and look forward to seeing you further down the line. For now though, this is Sketch, signing out, and going to pick up the case off the floor.